Okay, level up. No! Let's go, the last one. Another 30k. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, MRRASYID Gaming. Today, we are going to play Ragnarok X Next Generation EU server. In this video, I will talk about why I choose Whitesmith as my main character, what do I feel about my character, my weapon of choice, shadow equipment, and lastly, we will opening loot boxes. Let's get started. So Europe server opened in January, and by the time I've already been playing Ragnarok X on the Southeast Asia server for about 2 or 3 years, and I just moved to Europe around April, and then I think that's about the time that Angeling server was released. By the way, when I registered, I was thinking about offering the class because I knew that everyone will rush into 2 or 3 main DPS jobs like Sniper, Assassin Cross, or even Bomb Priest. And then I remember that several top players in Southeast Asia were playing Whitesmith. I'd seen what Smith could become, so I wanted to make it work here too. What I didn't realize is that Europe server is based on global server, not the Southeast Asia server. So, Foy, this is my character. 4 months in, mix support, sub DPS, and off-tank Whitesmith. When I started, Whitesmith was generally hard to play because most of the skills use Zeni to cast. The skills that don't use Zeni are relatively low damage and need a lot of haste. On top of that, I picked the strongest but most difficult weapon to build on Merchant. The Merchant branch, Whitesmith and Creator, can use 3 types of weapon: 2-handed axe, 1-handed axe with shield, or mace with shield. I went with 1-handed axe and shield because of the shadow equipment. Different weapons unlock different shadow equipment skills, which I'll get into that later. Because I'm using axe and shield, I'm always a bit behind on haste, and I've been stuck on the haste talisman up until now. Grinding also was fairly slow too, especially before I changed into blacksmith, since I could only use strike, Midas touch, and art revolutions. After blacksmith, I got access to savage slash, which made hunting large mob a little bit easier and speed up my farming a bit. Further down the lane, when I changed to Whitesmith, I got access to meltdown and card termination, which improved my grinding without spending any zen. However, for PvE, I still relied a lot with Zeni skills because the Zeni skills provide big damage and good for rotations due to high fixed cooldown on access skills. Mammonite, which has 0 fixed cooldown, has been my staple for boss hunting, which cost me Zeni every hit. Skills like Zeni Hurl and Zeni Storm also added to my rotation during the boss hunt. That's why, if other jobs probably already reached 1 billion Zeni, my Zeni still stuck around 300 million, give or take, because I'm quite diligent doing the boss hunt, and every boss hunt always spending my Zeni. Even with that, my damage still a little bit lacking, not a little bit, far lacking compared to meta job like Sniper, especially Sniper. Despite lacking in DPS, I bring a lot of value through party support. My character is pretty average in terms of progress right now, but because of my buffs, I've been brought into high-level instances, even landed on the leaderboard. Who doesn't love a Whitesmith with decent damage, right? For example, in the Trial Illusion and the Baphomet, there is a master ranking or a leaderboard, and I was a member of the number 1 party on the stage 3. Well, in overall ranking, I was number 12, but because angeling and mastering server got merged, I was pushed down to number 49, but in the stage 3, my team is number 1. Whitesmith buffs are even more valuable in Infinity Tower, where only 2 of the same job can join an instance. Before I had my 5.5 speed mount, I tried Infinity Tower weekly and could land around 1 to 25 in the rank, and then get the mount weekly, this mount, the Hostly Skeleton Owl. Okay, moving on, let's talk about my shadow equipment choice. Like I mentioned, the class can pick one of the 3 weapon builds, and each one change what shadow equipment you are working toward. Like here, you have 3 choice, and I picked the one-handed axe and shield, so it's called Pioneer Axe and Faithful Shield. The shadow equipment can give you status and also alter or modify your skills, increase the damage or add the new effect. Like this one in Bound, I use Mammonite 2, which increased the damage coefficient of Mammonite by 66% and has a chance of 22% to make the target bleed. And in the PvP, I use this one because this one increased the chance of Hammerfall to stun the targets by 14%, which is nice. And in Engrave, I use this one. I want to use this one because it increased the damage of Savage Slash, but it requires Shadow Equipment level 6. So this skill also add new effect, reducing final physical defense and final physical damage reduction by 7% for 6 seconds. This can improve my damage in PvP because I can rush to enemy DPS and then reduce their final physical damage reduction and then increase my other skill damage. And the one what I'm waiting for is also Invalidation, which increase the level of Zenith Storm, is on the open in Shadow Equipment level 6 because this also increase the damage coefficient and also reduce the target healing receive, including the lifesteal. So they will not regen much against me. Especially I'm also equipped with Reflect Pet, so it will increase my damage to kill enemy DPS. I'm also interested with this one because this one added 0.75% damage based on target's max HP, but maybe this only works versus Paladin or Knight. Why don't I pick another options like this one, Mace and Shield? I was never a fan of this build because I like PvP and I want to stun people and control people, but Mace and Shield is an auto attack build that needs a lot of attack speed to auto cast skill of auto attacks. It also low on haste, so I cannot spam my stun skills as often as I'd like. On top of that, the skill itself cannot crit, while the auto attack needs to crit to deal meaningful damage, though that's supposed to be getting fixed in the job balance patch at the end of this month, where the auto cast skills will be able to crit too. Overall, I'd call this a pure PvE class. The last option is Two-Handed Axe, which is a spam skill build. The downside is you cannot use the shield, and the shield I'm using, the Rose Shield, has an extra effect that makes me a lot more sustainable. In terms of raw damage, Two-Handed Axe outclassed my build since it reduces fixed cooldown in a few key places like Savage Axes, Meltdown, and also Part Termination. But overall, I still prefer One-Handed Axe and Shield. Okay, now time to level my Shadow Equipment. So last time, I'm upgrading the Shadow Equipment using the Blessing Mark, which increased the chance to 75%, and it still failed, unfortunately. So now I will try not using the Blessing Mark because the Blessing Mark is very hard to get. You can only get it from the Guild Pass and also from Trial Illusions, and it's very little to get, only 3 per instance or only view from the guild pass. Okay, now let's put in our luminary equipment into the shadow equipment. Okay, this is my axe. I need to save some so I can upgrade the skill later. Try 80 and then put the shield. I still also need to save the shield. Okay, I think my resource is a little bit scarce. Okay, let's try 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Okay, level up. No! No! God! 60% and it fails again. Okay. Okay, now we are back at my favorite location, the Prontera side gate. Now it's time to open some loot boxes from Mini and MVP. So you might already know that the developer changed the MVP and Mini drop system 1 or 2 months ago during the spring event. Before that, the consuming your rare bonus will give you a card, equipment, pet skill, or tome. During the spring event, they added loot boxes as part of the rare rewards, bringing it in line with other Ragnarok X versions. These loot boxes are actually more valuable now than a tome, since they give an instant 30k crystal and plus a chance at a card, equipment, or pet skill for the corresponding MVP or Mini. I saw on Discord that a box can drop 2 rare rewards at once, say a card and an equipment or 2 equipment pieces, because each rare drop is rolled separately. That said, you need a serious luck to land 2 or 3 at once, since even 1 is already pretty rare. I think I got one from mastering a few weeks ago, but that was after countless boxes. Okay, let's try open this together, shall we? Let's start with angeling. Okay, 30k. Defiling by one, 30k again. Another one, 30k again. Maya, 30k again. Okay, 30k again. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, still the same. Still the same. Orc Hero. Oh, Orc Hero. I really wanted the card from this one because the card is really good in PvP. And the equip is also really good. Like this spear can be sold to the knight and it's very expensive. The Tatar for assassin, but it's not so good because the other gold Tatar is better. Increase the crit damage, and this is Cursed Longbow. It's top seller for snipers too. The other is not really good because not one. Okay, 30k. Doppelganger. I also want this one for the Rosamunda shield. Yeah, for this one. Okay, hey, I just realized that the drop chance for the new MVP is a little bit lower compared to the other one. Okay, I don't have any MVP loot boxes. Maybe we will check with Dark Priest and Toad later. Let's open the Doppelganger. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's check. Yeah, in this one is 0.08, and for Toad is 0.1. Okay, 0.02 difference. Really meaningful change. Let's try open this one. Dark Priest. One by one. 30k. Another 30k. Toad. Let's go. 30k. Again. Vagabond. Let's try Vagabond last. Ghost Ring first. King Dramo. Ghost Ring again. King Dramo. And then the best for the last. Vagabond. 30k. And the last one. Let's go. The last one. Another 30k. No. God. I really not lucky this time. No luck. Damn. Okay everyone, thank you for watching. Hit like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe if you want to find out whether I ever recover from today's failure or just start fresh on the new server. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.